Hey everybody, and welcome back to NFT Kings. My name is Matt, and in today's video we're going to be talking about exactly what Decentraland is doing, including a new pattern that I have noticed. So if you guys are new, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily mana videos. And with that being said, guys, let's get right into it. So if you guys haven't exactly seen what mana here is doing on the day, we are down a little over 4% here at around 389, which is amazing to even say and hear come out of my mouth, because what we are working with here in comparison to where we were a month ago is pretty crazy. Because again, you guys can see late October here, way in the 70 cent range, and then we just make this beautiful incline here that is so stable and so backed by good volume, by good obvious project fundamentals, that there's really a lot to be said about the way this has grown. And even over the past 7 days, I mean, this growth is just excellent. In terms of market cap, we are at around $7 billion, so still hanging in there at rank 31 on coin market cap. We are definitely, I would say poised to work our way up a little bit more in the near future. Of course, if we could head to the, the $8 billion mark, we would pass a lot of big ones, ICP, VeChain. We could definitely pass some of these in the near future if we are able to keep, working our way up. So definitely awesome to see that. Of course, in terms of volume, we are down to around $2 billion worth in volume, which is a big decrease, sure, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because this decrease in volume has stopped a lot of volatility. When there's less volume like this, generally things are a lot less volatile. So that is always great to see. But you know what else is great to see? Webull, guys. Top of the link down below in the description. It is so easy to do. If you guys want to get started trading stocks, crypto, all that good stuff, you guys get started over on Webull with my link down below in the description. It's super easy to do it. If you guys sign up, you guys get 2 free stocks valued up to $2,300. Of course, it is my affiliate link, and I get a couple of free stocks as well, and I always do appreciate it, guys. Top of the link down below in the description. But when we go to our graph, of course, on the day, you guys can see we have a very excellent climb from, again, all the way, really at the bottom of the twos here in November 10th, all the way to our new high, really at around 430, at least our new high for the time being. I wouldn't really count this as a high, really, because it was, such a volatile spike. But one of our more sustained highs here really is in the low fours, which is excellent. This whole region here being pretty much uncharted territory for Decentraland. Now, the only thing that sticks out to me and perhaps concerns me with what I am seeing here is a certain movement that unfortunately manages to come up just about every time crypto has a good run, and that is, of course, the infamous ascending wedge, which you guys can see. We have one part of the ascending wedge here, and then another part of the ascending wedge here. And again, this is not a textbook example. It's not nearly as neat and clean as some examples you could find online, but it still resembles one enough that, again, when we compare it to what an ascending wedge looks like here, unfortunately, we encounter the problem of a, sort of crash downward. Again, I think this happens just about every time you see a asset working up. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but, unfortunately, there is a little bit of difficulty when you always have, again, higher highs, higher lows. You are bound to see some level of pullback. Now, again, that pullback could not be for another week. Pullback could be for, another 3 days. It's hard to really say, but that pullback I definitely do think is inevitable. What we have to do, I think, is really try to find, again, when that pullback will be happening and learn how to maximize our entry points as best possible. Because, again, this is not the sign of an unhealthy asset. When you see an ascending wedge, this isn't a sign that Decentraland is doing poorly. In fact, it's a sign that Decentraland is doing amazing, perhaps too amazing sometimes. And that is why when you see something like this, again, even though it doesn't quite, it's not a textbook example or anything, there's definitely room for this not to pan out in this fashion. But when you see something like this, it is possible you could watch a rocket down just because it appears to be, in a sense, overbought. But again, that is just speculation. That is just, in a sense, an estimate based on existing patterns. This could not follow that at all. This could completely ignore what happens to ascending wedges like this, which obviously, would be very, very, good to see, of course. It's just hard to tell whether or not it's going to react in the way that, a ascending rising wedge like this works, or, in some other fashion where, we could see a bull movement. Because again, it does look very similar, really. You have an ascending wedge versus an ascending triangle, very, very similar, but essentially what they're showing you here is that in this instance, the bottom is working up, but the top is staying pretty much the same. So again, there is a lot of room, to really see these change here. There is no way to really make a great assessment because again, this is not matching any of these 100%. So the only thing we do is our best job, our best estimate, and maybe if the top leveled off a little more, if the top leveled off a little bit more, and you were to try to draw it a little bit differently, maybe you could say that this is in some ways, an ascending triangle, not an ascending wedge, and that would have different implications. But really, it doesn't matter that much. This is just something I recommend looking out for. Now, when it comes down to the relative strength index, I always do love to check here on the channel. You guys can see we're right around 40-ish, right around 40, which is showing that, yeah, we have a little bit of room to work our way up here without being considered overbought. So again, right now we're at around 388-ish or so. We could on the night, work up to 390, 395, maybe even 4 without running into too many issues. Again, we could, creep our way up here to the very top of the relative strength index here and manage to, stay that way without having a flash crash and being within, the realm of what is considered to be normal based on the volume for the day. And same thing, the inverse, of course, we could head our way down. We could head down from 387 now to 385 or 380 or something and not have that considered to be, dramatically oversold. If we went below that, things get pretty messy because then we could have more of a flash crash and, of course, it would probably be rebought back really quick and maybe we would have some kind of comeback. It's very hard to tell once we enter the 20s and the teens here because it just gets so hard to sort of assess how the market is going to react to such dramatic overselling. So that is definitely worth keeping in mind. Now, when we check the Fibonacci retracement, of course, you guys can see this basically does look like a very, good indicator of what we should see from the most recent run. So the bottom here, 383, and the top here at 411. So what information this is giving us here is that the 78.6% line here looks to be what we are attempting to see as a possible line of support. It's very hard to say whether or not it's going to continue to bounce off it, but we could, if we could just kind of bounce like this off of the 78.6% line here, stay above 390-ish, and that's basically what the Fibonacci retracement is showing us here, is that yes, once we hit 390, it does seem that we put up a bit of a fight around that spot, but if not, nothing tragic, because then we would just be down to the very bottom here, right around 383. So even if we fell to the bottom of the fib here at around 383, I think things would still be quite okay. So with that being said, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily Decentraland videos. Definitely let me know down below in the comments what you guys think of my analysis and whether or not you agree or disagree. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. My name is Matt. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.